Hey YouTube, Jay Kilroy here. We're getting ready to kick off a new project. Before we start that, I want to talk about a couple of quick product reviews or suggestions really. Number one, the Spillmaster. Yes, I'm somewhat of a messy guy, so the Spillmaster is a lifesaver. What is the Spillmaster, you ask? Well, if you don't have any of these, it's a jar for your cutting oil, got about an inch or so in there, and it has a big lip on the interior. And the way this is designed is if you actually knock it off your table, it doesn't spill anything. So that's why they call it the Spillmaster. So this is a nice product. It is American made. Waco products in Santa Ana, California. I think these are $5, $6, $7, depending on where you get them. And I've got them all over the place. Heartily endorse it. This will save you the inevitable knocks, bumps, where you knock that tuna can half full with cutting oil onto the ground. Now what do I put in it? I put this in it, Harvey's red cutting oil, and it's clear. So it's a heavy sulfurized cutting oil, but it's not dark. It's light colored, and it won't stain bronze or brass, which is a good thing. The only downside I'd say to the Harvey's is it dries to a pretty firm film, so wipe it up. The other product I wanted to talk about that I don't see used in home shops very often, and I'm not real sure why, is core drills or hole enlarging drills. And here's one right here. This is a core drill designed to enlarge an existing hole out to 3/4 of an inch. And the reason I say I'm not real sure why you don't see these more often is drilling a progressively larger series of holes seems to be somewhat of the normal method of operation in home shops, lower horsepower machines. And so hole enlarging drills are advantageous for several reasons. One, just compared to a regular drill bit of the same size, generally these are cheaper than buying a 3/4 inch drill bit. Two, they're designed for that operation and they're very accurate. They're 4-flute. Most of them are multi-flute. This one's 4-flute, right? And they do a really good job of staying on center because of that, and you'll get a more accurate hole size. Feeding into a hole using that multi-step approach with regular 2-fluted twist drills can invite wandering, and you end up with either out of round holes, off location holes, or oversized holes, or triangular holes. So core drills are pretty neat. I've got a couple more. Let me grab another. I'm going to show you another one here. All right, here's another core drill. This is a Morris taper type. Oh no, it's a straight shank. Straight shank type core drill. This is designed. This is a 1-inch size. Again, 4 flutes. Designed to enlarge the existing hole. And once again, like I said, these are generally, if you're going to be using progressive drilling technique, which I honestly I think is overdone, core drills are the proper tool to use. And like I said, they generally tend to be less expensive than a twist drill the same size. So something you might look into. Another thing that isn't really a product review, but I wear these McMaster-Carr denim aprons, and it has a pocket here that I've been storing my 6-inch hook scale in, and it was too deep. So was falling down in there, and I had to pry it out and push it out from the bottom. So here's a little tip for you. I just took a rivet, aluminum rivet. I literally poked a hole through the swinging pocket with a awl there, and I ran a rivet through and put a washer on the back side, and just put a rivet in the bottom of that pocket, and that's really worked out. Very much wish I'd done it quite a while ago, because it keeps that hook scale from falling down in that pocket, and makes it easier to find my stuff. I may actually just fold the whole bottom under here and rivet that back, shorten the whole thing up. But anyway, anyway, let's get on to the next project after a couple little product reviews there. I've got a set of castings. Hello. I'm going to direct the camera down. I've got a set of castings for a small shaper vise. I've had these things, I don't even remember where I got them. I've had them for quite some time. This is going to be our next project. We are going to start from the bottom, the base, up, start machining these parts, and this is no doubt going to be a multi video series. And I think these castings were designed to mimic a Atlas shaper vise. So we're going to be doing some milling of all sorts, rotary table use here. We're going to be doing some T-slots, some drilling. I don't have any drawings or anything to go with this. I don't have a Atlas shaper vise to base my work off of, so this is just going to be freestyle. So we're just going to kind of, I haven't done any drawings, so we're just going to kind of get to work, start cutting metal, and see what happens. Alright guys, just a few odds and ends from the shop. Got the bolts on the back here, the 6-jaw done. And here's a tip for you after you get a new chuck mounted. Turn the lathe on, spin it up to some reasonable RPM, 500 RPM, and then walk away and let all the oil that's inside the chuck migrate out, because it's gonna. Otherwise you'll feel these little cool kind of drops landing on your face while you're standing working at the chuck, at the machine. So anyway, that's one thing I wanted to show you, and I got another little project I did down here. Let me show you that. Alright, we're down here by the big Kearney Trekker, and it's a booger to try to figure out where to stash horizontal arbors. Well, never mind. You got the horizontal arbors with cutters, and how do you don't necessarily want to take the cutter off every time and store everything. So I made this shelf here that sits on top of this Lista cabinet, and it just sits up here, has a little board on each side to keep it from sliding around, and then I cut these slots in here that allow me to set my arbor. This is a 50 taper arbor, and that's a 6-inch cutter, 6 by 1-inch cutter, Steiger 2. So what are you doing? Yeah, I found that little critter in the street yesterday. Anybody want a cat? Anyway, so this has been very helpful. This allows me to get this stuff up off of here, you know, out of a drawer or out of a cabinet, and plus you don't want these to bend. You don't want your arbors to be bent. So this is the best possible way to store them hanging like this, to keep everything clean and undamaged. Hey guys, more shop ADHD, and you've seen what we've gone through there. Just throwing some video out, segments that I have recorded, and here's another little project I wanted to go over with you. Looks like Sjogren. That's what it is. It's a Hardinge Sjogren chuck. And let me zoom down and show you what the problem is. Alright. Okay guys, this is a Hardinge Sjogren number 5CX. It's direct mount D13 style collet chuck. Takes a 5C collet with and it has a, in addition to that, it has a Hardinge 4-degree taper spindle nose on it. So you can use Hardinge attachments like pot chucks and other attachments on this nose. It's got the right spindle distance and everything to work with those attachments. This one here has a problem. I'm going to take it apart here. I got the main bolts out. I don't know if you've ever seen the inside of one of these. Let me show you the way these work. Remember, this is the back side. This is the front. This is the spindle nose looking up at us. You have your hand wheel here, which turns these two idler gears, which in turn turn the center gear, which is what actually is the pullback mechanism for the collet. Let me take this bearing out. So, ball bearing, thrust bearing there. The problem with this particular unit is this. The threads are shot. It'll actually engage the threads way in the back, but if the spindle nose is on and you try to put in a collet and then turn the wheel to engage the threads, these first, well, you saw how far I slip fit that. I mean, I'm just dropping that in, right? So the threads are worn out, and this is a quality collet. It's a Lindex collet, not damaged in any way. I've done this with quite a few just to be sure. So what needs to be done is, so you take these out. These have index marks on them. You have to put them all back in the right way. If you don't, it won't go together. So know that, right? And then here's the main gear. Now I can buy this gear, which is a fallback position, or I can try to fix this one. So I don't see any, this one doesn't work. So these are felt seals. This one doesn't work, so I don't see any problem with at least trying to make this one function. So take these seals out. So this is the center gear. This is the threaded portion here that's worn out. And so what I am contemplating doing here is turning this portion out, turning this portion of the of this inner gear out, removing enough to clean these. Basically, see this section here, this intersection here. If it's not too hard, if I can, I'm going to try to turn this inner portion out and then make a replacement portion of the gear to come through from the back, to index off this back and get insert in here, and then rethread this for the proper thread so that the 5C collet will index in here. See, that obviously doesn't work. It's just a press fit. So I checked with Hardinge. I can buy this gear here for about $200 for this old style gear, and that is the certainly the fallback position. That is certainly something that can be done. So here's the two index marks. These two zeros have to line up with these two pins. Anyway, we're going to clean it up, and this will be another project video or two. First thing I got to figure out is, even if, you know, this could be a very short project if I can't cut this stuff, because this is pretty darn hard. I don't know how easy it's going to be cut. I would suspect I could turn this out with carbide, so we will see. So there you go. A couple of projects coming up, those Atlas Shaper vise castings, and then repairing this Sjogren chuck. So stay tuned. Alrighty, so I've taken one cut. This is just a very basic, you notice I got it chucked up in the 6 jaw here. It's just a very basic TPG style boring bar, nothing fancy. And I took one pass and cleaned up about probably half of that thread. We're going to make a couple more passes and keep cleaning this up. Alrighty. We got a nice cut there. I think this is going to be about it for this video here, but I'm going to now take this part and figure out, I'll tell you what, before I unmount it, I'm going to do the math, figure out how much material I need to put back in. The glass finish in there. how much material I need to put back in order to be able to cut this thread. We'll be back with you with 2 new project series coming up. The continuing work on this Sjogren, Hardinge Sjogren chuck, and then those that Atlas shaper vise castings work. So lots to come. Have a good weekend, rest of a good weekend, and please be safe in the shop.